In this video, we're going to be looking at the human balance system and ways that we can exploit it when using takedowns. We're going to be looking at some very basic takedowns, but with a view to gaining a better understanding of the third point of balance. Human beings have two legs. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work that out. Ideally, we want three. If you think about coffee tables, for example, they don't stand on less than 3 legs. You always need 2 legs to maintain effective balance. Human beings are basically intelligent coffee tables. So James here, he's got 2 legs, but he's got smart processing stuff up here that's helping him keep his balance in check at all times. And this is just through the evolutionary processes of our development. We've taught ourselves to maintain balance at all times when standing upright. Or if I give James a push on the back, he has to step in order to maintain his balance. If I give him a push backwards, again, he has to step to maintain his balance. This is what we refer to as the third point of balance. And there's a couple of different ways that we can exploit this cognitively. The first way that we're going to look at is perhaps the most simple throw that we do, major outer reaping. And this is what we call isolation of the third point of balance. So the takedown itself, I'm just going to do it in very dry, controlled circumstances. I'm grabbing the top of his arm. Again, there's different ways that this could be. We could be clinching in a variety of ways. I'm just doing it fairly simple. Grabbing the upper arm and grabbing the shoulder. I'm going to step forward first. I could rub into pressure points here, which I'm not going to do just because it's unpleasant. I could rub into pressure points to help break balance. I could be pushing them, I could be hitting them as well, just to assist them with the balance break. I step in first. I leave a gap here. I step my other leg behind him, and we're shoulder to shoulder at this point. I'm leaning forward. So then when I turn, James has to go down. Now the reason for this is he desperately wants to seek balance by stepping to his third point. But because I've stepped behind this leg, he can't step with it. Okay, if he's here, he steps normally to stay on balance. But my leg's in the way here. And I'm not pushing him directly back. It's not this direction. I'm taking him past all 3 of his third points. We've got a minor one here, major one directly behind him, and another minor one here. I'm going to take him to the furthest third point possible, which is this one over here. Down he goes. From here, yes, we've got breaks, yes, I can knee him in the face. Lots of things that we can do, but we'll look at that in future videos. Body drop. The next takedown, which also illustrates isolation of the third point balance, is body drop. So for this one, just slightly different. I'll turn these slightly more this way. I'm going to start off the same way, but this time I'm going to turn my back. This works good if he's got forward pressure on me. So I'm going to turn my back here, taking 2 steps, okay? Right foot to right foot, left foot to left foot. I want to be facing the same way as James is facing. But at this point I'm going to extend my right foot here. And again, this isolates his ability to step to his third point of balance. So now, again, when I turn, taking him to the farthest available third point, he has to fall. Okay? So one more time there. From here, I turn in, and down he goes. And locks to finish there. The next principle that we're going to look at is replacement of the third point. And the way that we're going to do this is using hip throw. A hip throw, again, I'll turn this one this way so I'm facing towards the camera. Hip throw works on the idea of replacing his third point with my third point. And the way we're doing this is by turning in again, but this time I keep my feet together, I bend my knees, and I engage my hips to his hips. Here. At this point, I straighten my legs, and he comes clear of the ground. Okay, so now his third points of balance are the same as my third points of balance. So to get him on the ground, all I need to do is rotate my shoulders towards my own third point of balance. And because he has no third point anymore, because they've become mine, he has nowhere to go but down. So we'll see that one more time. I turn in, feet together, left, and here we go this way. Okay? Next throw, inner thigh roll. Again, this is an interesting one because it's somewhere in between isolation of the third point and replacement of the third point. I turn in, like before, but this time I'm not lifting with my hip, but I'm not stopping him from stepping. I'm actually raising this leg as I twist, which does take away his third point, so it's a replacement, but it also isolates his ability to step at the same time. So it's really both of them here. Okay, so just lifting this leg up. I'm not doing it directly between the legs. I could. It wouldn't achieve the same throw, but it would hurt his balls a bit, which is still a good object to achieve. But from here, if I turn these slightly further on here, you can see I'm slightly to the side of him, and I'm lifting his leg to do it. And then just relax. The final way that we're going to look at isolation of the third point is by taking a little bit more classical Silat. This stuff is a bit more jiu-jitsu-esque, although we do see it in Silat as well, but now we're going to move on to a bit more of the Silat. And we're going to look at the biped and the sapu, which are both foot sweeping techniques. Let's say James, we'll turn around at this point actually. James throws a straight punch towards me here. Okay, I'm going to enter. There's your right shot. Again, we'll look at how to do these entries on a later take. But what I'm going to do at the moment is step in. I'm occupying his space. Okay, all of this could be hitting. Yes, I could wreck the arm. Yes, I could have headbutted him, bit him, whatever. Which is now we're just isolating the foot technique. First, we're going to look at the sapu, or one way of doing the sapu. I'm going to turn my back foot. I want his balance to be broken in this direction. I turn, and then drive right. Achilles soft, kneel on it, whatever we want from there. Okay, at that point, you can play whatever system you want. You can just leave him, you can dive on his back and start harrying him for all factors. So again, here. Okay, we call this position Silat, waiter posture. Okay, so we're there. Off balance, different ways of doing that. I'm just pushing. Turn foot, sweep, stop. Okay. Finally, we're going to look at the biped, which doesn't actually translate as back sweep. That's a bit of a misnomer, but that's the way it's popularly known in Silat. So that's the way it will mean. Just like he throws the straight punch again. We're entering. This time we're going to look at an arm bar. I'm not going to do the arm bar the way I would normally do it, because normally I just use an arm bar just to ricochet the arm and move on. But just now I'm going to do a sort of classical haya arm bar. Okay? By haya, I mean jiu-jitsu-ish. Okay? So I step in front of his leg now. I'm going to take away his third point of balance by back sweeping with this leg and rotating at the same time. Now, this is here, yes, I can break it, I could be stepping over, into classical stuff, yep, loads of different things we can do. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that we understand that we can back sweep here. Now, let's assume that James kind of knows what he's doing here. James is trained, which he is. He's going to move this foot back a little bit to maintain his balance. There. So now, it doesn't matter, he's still on balance. This is no good. I've not achieved the set. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take him to his third point of balance behind him by taking an isolation step here, meaning he can't move this leg to maintain balance now by kneeling. Okay? Now, yes, if he's a good player, he probably won't be at this point. Yeah? But I'm going to assume he's not, I'm just going to move his face off there. So we'll look at that one more time. I go for this, he moves it, I go in, bang.